My dreams are nightmares. How can I sleep? You got the gun against me.
What's going on, everybody? King of Dragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the AEW Unrivaled collection, Blood and Guts Blood Brothers, Cody versus Dustin Rhodes from Ringside Collectibles. And so here we have Cody and Dustin Rhodes posed and out of the packaging. Unfortunately, this set doesn't come with any accessories. A missed opportunity to include a pair of fists for both Cody and Dustin here, because this match got really brutal. But with that out of the way, guys, let's actually have a closer look at their details. We'll first have a look at Cody Rhodes, because we've already had a look at the Unrivaled Series 1 Cody Rhodes, and this is a big improvement over the previous Cody Rhodes figure. Something I really do like is the skin tone. They kind of match the skin tone so it's not as bright, but there's still some discrepancies in color of plastic used, but we'll go more on that in a little bit. This head is actually done exceptionally well. You can see they painted all the nice little details in his mouth, the teeth, the tongue, the emptiness in his mouth. That's all painted really nicely. And something I do like about this figure is he does have the smearing of the blood on his face, which is done exceptionally well. I think the photoreal actually does do a really good job there. Cody, as you can see, he's all bloodied up, but he wasn't busted open. He actually was the one just covered in Dustin's blood, and this figure does a really good representation of that. I think it's a little too heavy in the hair. I don't think his hair was that drenched in blood. If anything, Dustin's hair should look like that. But yeah, you can see all the blood from Dustin Rhodes covering Cody's body, and that is really nice. I think it's a little much, but it does bring out a lot of detail in the figure. And of course the handprint where he just wiped his chest with his own brother's blood right across the dream tattoo. Just all these nice little spots of blood that look really nice. Now, I'm pretty sure you guys can see this on camera. His middle torso, upper torso, and head all match in skin tone, but then we get to the arms and he kind of has a farmer's tan here. You can see his torso is much lighter than his arms. Wicked Cool Toys really needs to get on the ball and start making those match, because it is becoming an issue with every figure they release, that the skin tones just do not match. It's like they got two different arms from somebody else, put them on Cody Rhodes and said, yeah, that's good enough. So yeah, that's one thing I really want that Wicked Cool Toys to start doing, is paying attention to the skin tones. That's something that I really want them to start doing. We do have some more blood splatter here on the arm. And then a really nice touch is that they even drenched Cody's wrist tape in blood, and that is done really nicely. Even the inside of his hand has blood on it, so they did a really good job with the blood splatter. And it's not just on his chest. You can see there is some blood splatter throughout his ring gear as well. Really do like that. It's a really nice subtle touch, and you can see some bits of blood dripping down. Really graphic figure, I must say, but I can understand why this is a Ringside collectible exclusive, because they really can't market this to children because it is really graphic. But yeah, it's a really interesting take and a really cool exclusive. I'm not going to lie. Really wish that Mattel would do something like this with WWE, but because of their licensing, I know it's not in the cards. But this is a really nice touch, and I really do like this figure. Now, I do have some issues with it, and it's mainly with articulation. I'll just talk about it here. The head is exceptionally loose. Like, it's not even funny. You can see he just doesn't. That head is just really bad. And then he has a really loose torso. It's not super loose that it can't hold the weight up, but it is relatively loose, and I really do not like that. It threw the camera out of focus. So I really want to like this Cody figure, but you can see he has loose joints everywhere. We have a loose elbow. This arm not so much. Surprisingly loose torso and really loose head. So yeah, not a fan of how loose everything is. Some of it can be fixed, which I'm probably going to have to do at the end of this video. So with that out of the way, guys, let's actually move to the natural Dustin Rhodes. And so here we have a look at the natural Dustin Rhodes, and can we just say that he bled a lot in this match? I don't even know how they did it. I think he bladed himself once, and then just throughout the match just kept blading himself just to make the blood pour. It was a really gruesome match, and I loved it. It was really, really intense. And this figure does a really good job of capturing that match, although I think he has a little too much face paint. If they wanted to make this look a little bit better, they should have blotched the face paint a little bit more. It kind of looks like he got the living daylights beat out of him because one eye is kind of droopy and one eye is like really wide open. That's just how Dustin looks, and they did a really good job with the head sculpt. I really do like that. But like I said, it does look like he got clonked in the head really, really hard. And I really do like that little touch. And you can see the blood just pouring on the back of his head really nicely. I do like that little detail. And his attire is just drenched in blood. Wherever there's red, there's also bits of blood. So just to let you know, the line work is what his ring gear is supposed to have. These splotches of red are the blood splatter, which if they had actually messed this up a little bit, I really wouldn't be able to tell unless it was like missing parts, because you can pass that off as blood splatter. So if they made mistakes in the red, I can't really tell that much, but really do like that blood splatter. And one thing I really do like about this, it's a completely unique torso to Dustin Rhodes. From the neck piece going all the way down, you can see the zipper of his ring gear is right there, so really good touch there. You can see his arm has some blood. And something I like about this is that the blood is mainly just on his torso going down. It's not like all over him. It's not on the back, which if you're bleeding from the front and you're face down, it's not going to get on your back. So really nice attention to detail there. His tattoos are done exceptionally well. I love these tattoos, and it is a little bit of a shame that they had to just throw red paint all over it just to get it all bloodied up. But that is the nature of the beast, and I'm perfectly okay with that. That's a perfectly good touch right there. Arms are done nicely. We have some more tattoos right here on his left arm, and my camera's actually picking up that face, so that's really interesting. But yeah, just a lot of nice blood splatter. He did have the two different gloves. We had the one with the red and then the all black glove right here. And then we have his new ring gear, carried over from his Goldust days, but it's still pretty interesting. I do like it. Then we have some more red streaks with some silver accents going all the way around his legs. And then we have some more blood splatter on his legs. I kind of wish that there was a little more blood splatter, like drips just here and there on his legs, but it's not that big of a deal. It still looks nice. One little detail that I am glad they included was the longhorn. That's a really minute detail that if you didn't catch it in the match, you would have missed it. So I really do like that they did include that longhorn, and then they did include the camera reel, or the camera and tripod right there. And then on the back, it does say natural. So really good attention to detail there. I really do like the effort that Wicked Cool Toys put into Dustin Rhodes here. And unlike Cody Rhodes, I think this is a much better figure in terms of quality, because there's no looseness on mine, which I am really happy for, that this particular version of Dustin Rhodes has no loose joints. So really, really sturdy joints here. So you can see that it's not it's not the Cody Rhodes figure that is messed up, it's just the quality of it. So that is unfortunate, but Dustin here is done really nicely in terms of paint, quality, and overall finesse. So I really do like that. So with that out of the way, guys, let's actually get them compared to other figures you may have in your collection. And so here we have the Blood Brothers 2-pack pose next to an Ultimate Edition's Brock Lesnar and an Elite CM Punk. Now, originally I did think that Dustin Rhodes was too tall, but Dustin being 6'6", Brock Lesnar being 6'3", CM Punk being 6'2", and Cody Rhodes being 6'1", the scale actually does look good here, and I did have to check all their heights just to see if they were perfectly in scale, and surprisingly, they actually are. So this is a really good scale from Wicked Cool Toys. And then here we have the Blood Brothers 2-pack pose next to a Kenny Omega and Cody Rhodes from the Unrivaled collection. So with the comparisons out of the way, let's actually have a look at their articulation. We're going to have a look at Dustin's articulation because they basically share the same articulation, and we haven't seen a Dustin Rhodes yet. If you want to see Cody's articulation, check the little tag right here. There will be a link to his video. So having a look at their articulation, they both do have a hinge in the neck, which does let them look up, and they can bury their head into their chin. As far as head tilt goes, we get none side to side, and we do get just a little bit of play on that ball joint. Does turn left and right, no problem. Arms go all the way out and up, so better than horizontal. I do like that. They do go all the way around. Swivel at the bicep. We do have double jointed elbows, which go all the way up. Really do like that. We have a swivel and hinge at the wrist. No problems there. Now, Dustin here has the same articulation, but it's a little more hindered. That's as far back as he goes. That's kind of sad, seeing as how all the other figures have gone back very far, and he doesn't really go that far forward. Moving to the side, he goes nicely, but yeah, forward and back movement is really limited, and I can't get it to go past that. We do have rotation up here, so that is good. As far as his lower torso goes, he does bend back about that far, so doesn't get as far back as all the other figures, but he does lean back. And then going forward, yeah, it's not the best, honestly. And then we do have some rotation right there. Legs do kick forward. Only to about there. You can, actually, can you? Yeah, you can force it to go up, but I feel like I'm going to pop the leg off the joint, and I actually did make it a little bit loose. Yeah, so you end up popping the leg off the joint for Dustin if you try forcing the leg up, so that is a little bit of a disappointment that Dustin can't raise his leg past that without forcing that joint, so that is unfortunate. He does have a thigh swivel, which works fine, no problem. Same for both legs, just gotta crack it, but yeah, it does work. Double bend in the knee, going about that far, so that is pretty decent. It's better than 90 degrees. We do have a boot swivel, which works really nicely, a hinge in the ankle, which goes back and forward, and then we have forward-facing pin for rocker ankle. So overall, really good articulation on Dustin Rhodes. It is limited, though. I do have to point that out, that the legs don't go past that, and he really can't crunch that far forward, so really unfortunate. Cody can do everything else with better results, so that is unfortunate for Dustin. Cody is still a pretty decent figure. So with that out of the way, guys, let's actually get him posed for my final thoughts, and then we'll wrap up this review. And so here we have the AEW Blood and Guts Unrivaled Collection 2-pack, posed for my final thoughts, and overall, I think Wicked Cool Toys has done an exceptional job with this set. Now, mine does have some issues with Cody Rhodes, especially in terms of quality with the articulation. I think that it's just degradation from the mold, or it just might be that I got a really bad copy of Cody Rhodes, that's my guess. I'm not going to hold it against the figure, saying that this figure is trash and all that. It's probably just simple quality control, but overall, really do like the way this set came out, and I think Wicked Cool Toys has knocked it out of the park with this 2-pack. Now, one problem I can see people having with this 2-pack is that it is extremely one way to display it, and that is Cody Rhodes versus Dustin Rhodes. I know some people will get creative with it, but I know a lot of people will want to pose it with Cody and Dustin fighting each other, which is perfectly acceptable. It is a very specific match, so if you're going to recreate it, it's possible, but it is missing a few accessories, being fists. I really think this set could have done with some fist and maybe an alternate head expression for Dustin and Cody. If they had included fists and alternate heads, I think this would be a much better set. But for $40, you really can't go wrong, seeing as how each figure does cost $20. Ringside Collectibles is charging $40 for this set, I believe. I think I got it for $40. I'll have to double check. But it's a really nice set, and if you're a fan of Cody and Dustin Rhodes and you really love their Double or Nothing match like I did, you're going to want to have this set in your collection. With that being said, guys, I'm KingofDragons 5000. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel. Go check out all my other action figure reviews as well as all my other AEW videos. Hopefully you find them informative. As always, if there's a figure you'd like to see me review, let me know down in the comments, and if it's in my collection, I'll definitely have a look at it. While you're at it, check out my Instagram account for new and exciting action figure photos, and as always, ring that bell to be notified every time I upload a video. Until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Take care, everyone.